Hey guys, this is PhoenixSD, and I'm doing another game today. This is going to be a match on Untuned Valley. This is going to be between Stephano, which is, he's under his different account right now. It's under Dream, spawning in the bottom right corner as the Zerg. We have another guy over here, is Exia, or Exia, whatever it is. He's on the bottom left as the red Protoss. Let's go ahead and pull up that nameplate. So there you go, you can see everything there. So yeah guys, I'm just doing a long series of casts. Just going to be uploading them all to my YouTube channel, which, I mean, if you're watching the video, then you know about the channel. So yeah, I mean, if this is the first video you're watching, then go ahead and take a look at all the other ones. There will be a lot of them out there. So just throwing that out there, guys, for now. It looks like we have the high ground pylon here. It is slightly awkwardly placed, though. I'm not 100% sure what Exia's doing here. He could just be using it for the wall, or he could be using it just to get something down on the low ground, like maybe his forge down there. See, I don't know. I'm going to assume he's going for the high ground wall, even though he's using his pylon as part of the wall, which is never something you want to do. So yeah, it looks like we're just going with the... looks like it's probably going to be a 15 hatch from Stephano. He could go for the pool at this time, and he's going for the pool. Alright. It's a very awkward wall. One, you want to have your strongest buildings as part of the wall, because it only takes... you could get 3 Zerglings right there and just knock that down. With Bob sitting here, wouldn't be able to do much unless you're focused on nothing but microing him specifically. We do have Exia queuing up a bunch of probe commands right here. Stephano's just trying to pick him off, but he did actually move out of the way, so Stephano gets to drop his hatch down. Still no gas from Stephano. A lot of times you'll see if there's going to be early pressure, you'll have the gas being mined just so you get that quick link speed. I don't believe Stephano scouted him, though. Yeah, Stephano is still not scouted Exia, so he actually has no idea what he's doing. He's completely in the dark, which is not good at this point. I mean, he really wants to get that... I mean, I guess he knows where he is based off of how fast the probes are getting here and where they're coming from. But still, you want to get your scout out, especially because I think at this point he's probably assuming that he's doing a Forge Fast Expand. It is a little bit more difficult on this map, but I mean, it still is possible. So anyway, right now we have looks like a Stalker being chronoed out. Warp Gate research is heading on. Alright, so probes getting picked off, at least diverted for right now. He does have the link scout going through. Still no link speed for Stephano, so no gas being mined. The expansion is now up and running. This link will not get into the base, though. Unfortunately, without that link speed, the Stalker can pretty much prevent any scouting information from coming down for him. So at this point, he still has no idea what's going on. He does know that there is no low ground Forge Fast Expand or anything like that, but other than that, he doesn't really know what he's doing. He doesn't know the gases, he doesn't know anything, and there are both gases saturated for Exia. So this Queen will be able to repel the Stalker for now. Queen versus Stalker, especially with another one, a couple links out there, Stalker's going to go down. So with some nice micro, he might be able to get 2 or 3 links, but at this point, those links aren't really the Stalkers aren't really doing much for him anymore. He does have a couple sentries out as well. Warp Gate's still not done. Looks like he's not chronoing that. But these links are still running across the map. They're just a little bit too slow. I mean, these force fields are really going to cut him in half, and they're not going to be able to do much. He needs to force field pretty well here. There you go, and correctly backing off and just taking advantage of the fact that he just took his units down and put them in the corner. Alright, going directly after that Nexus, which is actually a very smart idea. If he can get some permanent damage on there, then it's definitely worth it. Maybe kill the sentry that still has the full energy. That would be awesome. Or you can bait out the force field so he doesn't get walked off. Oh, but the sentry pops out at the last second and denies the scout. So there still is no scouting information for Stephano. Looks like he did get that Overlord to run over the top, so let's actually... I think I missed that. So he actually did get full scout of the base, which is actually very convenient for him. Kind of got his Lings killed for no reason. It might have just been a distraction. can't really get inside his head. I don't really know what the purpose of the lings were for, but maybe it was just to pick off a couple probes if he could sneak him in. But as of now, he does have the let's see here, metabolic boost going. This is something I noticed from Stephano. He will take one gas at each expansion instead of taking, at each base instead of taking both at one. And I'm not 100% sure what the reason behind that is. It's not like he's collecting faster because of it or anything like that. It could just be a mind trick. So if the opponent comes over and scouts out that there's one gas missing, he might think, oh, there's no gas-heavy units coming, he's just sitting on lings, or maybe he'll do a small roach push because he's only got one gas. But as of right now, Exia's gearing up for a pretty heavy push here. I mean, if he can get up to this this area right here with these two spine crawlers, he can actually force field off this ramp to prevent any type of reinforcements from the main coming down. Stephano will scout this out with his ling. He does see it coming, so he needs to pump out a bunch of lings right now, because this is not looking good. He's getting 8 roaches, 9 roaches. Okay, so he should be able to hold this off pretty well. The reason I say that is because there's only 3 stalkers here. At this point, the sentries are useless against roaches because roaches have that. Roaches are ranged, so it is quite irrelevant when you force field off roaches, unless you have a large army that's being able to outrange them, which, let's see, 5 range, 6 range, and roaches have 4 range. So it can barely outrange them, but I guess at this point, I mean, the force fields will help, but when you have to burn so many just to keep the roaches at bay, you really have to engage at nice choke points, and I don't know if that's going to be possible with these spine crawlers. Yeah, I would suggest like doing exactly what he's doing and just killing off that third and then backing off. He has set him behind about 300 minerals now, so it is something to be to hang your hat on. Go ahead and kill that third base, and then just go ahead and back off and macro up yourself. I mean, if oh, he blocked himself out with a pylon, which is a little unfortunate. But what I think he should do is to go ahead and take down these rocks and get ready to take his third, because as of right now, Stephano is coming in, but he doesn't know that. And so just based off of the gameplay so far, Stephano did pump a lot of units expecting a big push. So as of right now, he doesn't have that many, though. I mean, look at this. It's not, there's, what is that? 16 units, including 1 Zergling. So it's not that much. I mean, you could easily defeat that with what he has right now, which is more stalkers. The reason I said it before is mainly sentries, and sentries don't do that much DPS to roaches. But definitely with the amount of stalkers he has now, especially with his +1 weapons finishing in about 15 seconds, he should be able to. Okay, now we see Templar archives coming down. Where is that? Templar archives coming down for is it Exia? Let's take a look. So we're getting Overlord speed as well as Ventral Sacs and the Baneling Nest. So we might actually see some Baneling drops in this game, which would be amazing. The only issue is that Templar Archives is coming down, and it looks like it's going to finish around the same time as everything else. So he will have time, or it looks like just before actually, so he will have time to get Psystorm. That's if he researches it immediately and starts chrono boosting it out, which it looks like he is not. There's about 50 seconds left on everything here for Stephano, and it takes 110 seconds to research Psystorm. He does not have the money for it at this point. He has the gas for it, but not the minerals. He's spending, getting his army composition better. I feel like if he's going to do anything at this point, he either needs to get Psystorm or drop down a couple of High Templar and morph an Archon, because at this point it's not really working out for him with the there you go. Okay. It's not really working out for him with the fact that he has the Templar Archives but no units from it. So he basically just wasted money building that. Let's take a look at this point. 22 Banelings coming in. Is there any need for Baneling speed at this point? I don't even think he bothered with it. No. It's an upgrade that is not going to be very useful at this point. But we do have, what is that? 6 Overlords nearly full of Banelings. As a big attack comes down the middle. Alright, so we're going to see a big engagement here. Stephano's army is mainly roaches and banelings right now. If he can get a nice engagement over the top of these stalkers, it might actually be beneficial. He's dropping the banelings on him. Oh, and all the sentries! Oh, all the sentries go down. There's 3 sentries left, 4 sentries left right now. all have full energy, but they are just destroyed after those banelings. The banelings barely hit the sentries, and they just explode. Okay, so that War Prism now is acting like that mobile pylon, so there are extra banelings morphing in right now for Stephano, but this engagement is just not something that is working out for him. I mean, he's got 4 roaches on the way, he wasted a lot of gas trying to get those banelings. He was really counting on that to work. Now, if he can get into the third of Stephano, he's really going to tear him up. And at this point, with that mobile pylon being able to warp in at the exact moment that you need it, just drop it down right there and then move it with you instead of having to rally your units from across the map. It is really, really beneficial to have that in Exia's favor. Let's take a look here. Alright, so at this point, he cancels +1 melee attacks. There's Zealots warping in. There's the offensive blink right into Stephano, and that looks like that's going to be GG. Because at this point, with 11 roaches morphing in, 6 Zerglings, I don't know. Yeah, it was not gonna work out for him. But all right, guys. Well, that was the game. Looks like Stephano has GG'd out, but Exia is your winner for today. So thank you for tuning in, guys. I'm going to be casting a couple more games today. So if you don't have anything to do, just sitting around watching TV, watching streams, doing whatever, taking a break from StarCraft, go ahead and search on my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/PhoenixSD, and I will have a couple more games for you, newer ones today. It looks like I'm going to have about 3 so far, including this one. We try to get up to 10 by the end of the day. But I also have a Twitch account. If you guys want to follow me on that, I do stream every day. It is twitch.tv/PhoenixSD. I got my webcam. I got my I do live commentary. I always try to interact with the chat. So if you guys want, tune into that. And I try to stream later at night. Top 8 Diamond Zerg. So tune in, guys. I hope to see you there. Otherwise, guys, thanks for tuning in here, and hopefully you can tune in for my next one.